How y'all doing? Good morning. I'm not gonna be on here long. I'm just gonna talk about some abuse that I've been through. Um, um, I'm sorry if I get emotional, what I'm saying, on this video, but I ain't trying to, on purpose. I'm not no emotional dude. I'm not no wimp, chump, simp, whatever folk want to say. I ain't. Um, Thank you, Lord. Okay, so when I started going to church in '99, I had family members like such as my mom and a whole slew of folk that were just adamant and on the rush to throw me in a mental institution. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I got saved, but when I was in the street, they was telling me to go to church. You know what I'm saying? And over the years, I was naive and green and didn't know no better. So I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? But other than complain and get emotional or to get angry, you know what I'm saying? Which made it worse because really wasn't nothing wrong with me. I was just reacting off the dumb stuff they were doing to me that in their eyes and in their heart and in their mind, according to their policy and their agenda and their rules, I wasn't supposed to say nothing about it. I wasn't supposed to react to it. I wasn't supposed to, I wasn't supposed to, I wasn't supposed to be human. That's what it is. Because, humans cry, humans get angry. People who have a right to be angry. Okay, you see Trayvon Martin, he dead. Black folk angry. Am I lying? Emmett Till, am I lying? Tupac, am I lying? It's plenty of categories. You look at all these black folk being shot by the police, and look how their families are responding. Look how black folk is responding to the abuse the police doing to the nigga race. Excuse my language, but I just want y'all to know that I've been through a lot of trauma, a lot of abuse. So if you see like a roller coaster, it ain't necessarily that I'm mentally ill. I'm not. Ain't nothing got nothing to do with that. Nothing. When I started going to church, I started growing. I started changing. I started elevating. Because I was in the street doing what I wanted to do. I wasn't completely delivered, but I thank God for the starting of the process. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to be who I used to be. Ain't none of us perfect, but who wanna stay the same at the same time? Who? Not even a mall stays the same. You know what I'm saying? So some of the abuse that I took was medicine that gave me enlarged heart, such as pericarditis, injections that were not supposed to be given to me. Um, I'm gonna be transparent. My semen is sterile, so I can't have children. I can't produce a seed. You know what I'm saying? And they know this. They all know this because that's part of the plan, to shut me off completely, to have me annihilated. That was the whole plot from Jump Street. They had an agenda. And then, you know what I'm saying, soon as not too long after I got saved, about a year later, they were saying I was mentally ill. Then got the woman that I was going to church with, faithfully, got her to turn on me. I ain't talking about Valencia. It was my first fiance at the City of Refuge Christian Learning Center out in Hepzibah, Georgia. And there's no disrespect to City of Refuge, so I ain't put my mouth on none of y'all. I ain't gonna talk about nothing I went through out there. I ain't none of that, because I had some faults too, so I'm gonna leave that be. But there was a woman there, Cynthia Green. She was a trumpet player. I had led her back to the Lord at Ark after we was at an arcade. Me and the deacon, Lee Van Jacobs, was at a Fundsville in Augusta, Georgia, and he was taking me out. He was my deacon at the time because the pastor had assigned him to me. So we went out to eat and went to the arcade, and I met her there. Her children was there, and we talked. And next thing you know, I ended up leading her to the Lord right there at the arcade. And she hadn't been going to church in years. Years. After I led her to the Lord, after she met me, the Lord sent me to her, she was going back to church, and we were going faithful. And I had some anger issues, but that was only because of, the abuse I was taking at home from my dad, who's angry. abusive, physically, mentally, verbally, emotionally, you know what I'm saying, sexually. I was molested at a young age by him. I was beat on later on in my life by him. Usually folk who get molested by their parents are also abused later on in their life too, physically. Not just necessarily sexually, but beat on. You know what I'm saying? That's and I got family members that would deny what I'm saying because they're all taking sides and they don't want me to come forth. They don't want me to come out, break through, break out. You know what I'm saying? Because they want me to stay a tragedy. They want a tragedy. They want me to be a tragedy. They want me to be a mistake. Want me to be lost, killed, missing. You know, and then later, 2004, 2003, they later put guardianship on me. You know, had me labeled as an incapacitated adult that couldn't do for himself. And everybody around them looking like they lying, but we're going to go along with it because we probably getting some money out the deal. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually, after a while, family members stopped talking to me. Distant relatives, don't nobody call me. They call everybody else in the family but me. They don't talk to me. They don't say nothing to me. Don't want nothing to do with me because what mom and dad are already hyped up and pumped up in their head that they're going to get some money. And the rest of the world think they're going to get some money off of me, off of my death. Because they say you worth more dead than alive, right? Right, okay. So, I went through some abuse in my marriage, you know what I'm saying? After I brought the girl to church, after I led her to the Lord at the arcade, a year later, that's when she was listening to my mom and believing everything my mama was saying about me and wasn't hearing nothing I was saying, didn't believe nothing I was saying, And then it went on with I had at least, let's see, Cynthia. Then it was Denise Graham out of Millen, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? My mama ran her off. I had some issues too. I ain't gonna tell you I was angry because I was tired of what they were dealing with. I was tired of being dealt with the way I was being dealt with. And then my mama ran her off and telling her lies, and she went off and was unfaithful anyway. And then I met a sensual woman, a blessed woman, who had a lot of wisdom. And I ain't gonna talk bad about her because, she went through some stuff like I went through some stuff, and she hurt, broken, and traumatized and things like that. And she doing a whole lot better, and she prospering, and she's an awesome woman of God. Shout out to Maxine Hopkins, Maxine Etheridge, you know what I'm saying? A gracious woman of God. They call her sought after. She calls herself sought after, and she's a beautiful woman, you know what I'm saying? She might have some ways, but I respect her a lot because guess when I met her? I met her the night I preached for the first time in Augusta, Georgia at Word Alive Outreach Ministries, where I later on met Prophet Karn for the first time. So y'all know the rest of the story. You want to know who my next week, my mama ran her off too, the woman I'm speaking of. They tried to get her to do what the rest of the fiancés didn't either want to do or didn't want to do. Or my mama wanted them to do, and they didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? She said, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm not doing that. That's a real woman right there. That's a real woman of God. Because how you say you of God, but you put your own child, who is a child of God, in the hospital where he don't need to be, where there's nothing, everything that's in that place is against God. And everybody in that place is against God. And the standards and the protocol, the procedures, the doctrine, the origin, all that is against God. When did Christ put any of his followers in the hospital because of whatever? No. And if I'm so mentally ill, then why am I prospering? If I'm so mentally ill, then why as soon as I get to Charlotte, I'm blowing up, doors opening and doors opening up, blessings just flowing, and flowing. And I couldn't do none of this in Georgia. Look, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave it be. Every person that had their hand in this mess, whether it be before my marriages or after my marriages or after my divorce, because I only had one divorce. And I want to touch on that real quick too. They talking about Kim Kardashian. Somebody made a post on Facebook and everybody fussing at Kanye, but Kanye is Kim's fifth husband, but y'all still blaming Kanye. Valencia is my first wife. I'm her second husband, but y'all blaming me. And her ex-husband said the same thing I'm saying that I went through, that he went through, and he ain't even say. He don't even go to church. Don't even believe in God. But yeah, everybody in her ear, my mama, my brothers, everybody, they doing what they want to do, and she just eating it up. And but we know why. We understand why. We need not to go on with the dumbery, the foolery, the stupid stuff, the playing dumb, lying against the truth because you don't want to get caught. Witches and warlocks, they're not afraid of doing evil. They're afraid of getting caught doing evil. That's when they get emotional and start looking sad and sorry, like, oh man, as if they were really human enough to understand the concept of emotions at the right time. You know what I'm saying? You get sad when somebody die unjustly. You don't get sad after you done killed somebody and they act like you sad and you ain't really sad at all. Okay, I'm gonna let that be. You know what I'm saying? Oh, by the way, y'all see that? See that right there? See that right there? See that right there? See that right there? That is the result of me trying to stand up and be a man, a father in my own house when my wife and my stepdaughter was there. My stepdaughter stabbed the crap out of me, which she had been saying she was gonna do before she did it. And my wife wasn't stopping her, wasn't saying nothing to her, wasn't trying to, because she wanted it to happen. And that night I almost lost my life, because if she had stabbed me in the wrong spot, the doctor said, I would have been gone. She don't know that though. The doctor told me this when I got in there. Had I been stabbed in the wrong spot, I would have been out of here. She went to jail. I still showed mercy and let her come stay at the apartment. The DA asked me what did I want to do. I didn't know I had anything to do. She called me out the blue, talking about it's on you. Like, she was, in a holding cell. She was in jail but she was on hold, waiting trial. You know what I'm saying? And then when they let her out, I dropped the charges. I want a restraining order on her. You know what I'm saying? And they put a restraining order on her, and they put it in my wife, Valencia Brown, let her stay in the hotel. Paid for it with tax money. Was mad because she had spent tax money on that. But you don't do right by money no way. You know what I'm saying? You know you don't. Because when you had tax money when I first married you, she gave it to her husband, her ex-husband. And they were talking back and forth, having good conversation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that was all about, but that's kind of slimy to me. My mama wasn't trying to stand up for me either, because I know why. We all know why. Everybody in America, everybody in Georgia, everybody in the United States, everybody in the world knows why. Because they're all connected to her. And when they be on the phone, when I be out in public, that's what they be talking to, her or somebody that I'm related to that know about all this, what I'm talking about, the money. The money. You know what I'm saying? Like Lil Cole say, who got the money? I do. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm done. Thank you, Lord. He said, let that be. So I'm going to let that be. I'm done. Y'all be blessed. Just know that I don't know how to be unabused other than to go to God and pray. And he, hug on me till I start laughing, because I don't laugh much.